well, we leave press before going out Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the small size of this office, but when we get the Pentagon press corps and the photographers in here, as well as the various television networks, it is a little difficult for some of you to see. But they've assured me that they're taking very good films, and so those of you that can't see, we're going to have an instant replay immediately following this, this ceremony. It's with a great deal of pride that I have this opportunity today to, as Secretary of Defense, to swear in the new chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. We've had several very important ceremonies this week. We are starting with new leadership today and the Admiral Moore as he takes over as chairman of the Joint Chiefs. He's had a great deal of experience that qualifies him well for this job, having served for 3 years as the Chief of Naval Operations. His experience over his 40 years of service is indeed very impressive. He is the only admiral that has ever been the commander of both the Atlantic and the Pacific Fleet, as I pointed out yesterday. He is a man with great determination, great ability, an understanding naval officer that has always been interested in his men. His determination was shown on February 19th, 1942, when on a mission flying his PBY patrol boat, he was shot down. And on the same day, after being rescued, the ship on which he was rescued was sunk. After receiving the Silver Star and the Purple Heart and other decorations, he was back again, flying his patrol boat to receive the Distinguished Flying Cross. He has been decorated more than any other admiral in the service of the United States Navy, having received the decorations of 10 countries. We've had an opportunity, Dave Packard and I have had the opportunity during the last 18 months to work very closely with him as a member of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and as CNO. We know the kind of leadership that he can give to the military services, to our country, and to our national security programs during these very trying times that we are entering in this decade of the 1970s. The challenges which we face in the Department of Defense in the 4 military services during this particular period are not easy. But with a man of the determination of Tom Moore, with a man of with this kind of ability, I'm sure that our country will be well served during his term as chairman of the Joint Chiefs. He's a very dedicated husband, and many of you that heard the ceremony at Annapolis yesterday, I'm sure tears came to your eyes as they came to mine as he talked about his devotion to his wife, the fact that some wives bring happiness, some wives help their husbands with success, but Carrie has brought both to Tom, and as he recounted those periods in their life together as a Navy wife dedicated to the Navy and dedicated to her husband, the contribution she has made in the Navy, she will continue to make as the wife of the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And so Dave Packard and I welcome this opportunity to greet you here today and to present and to swear in the new leader of the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, the new leader of the Joint Chiefs, the chairman, Admiral Tom Moore. And On behalf of the President, I would like to swear in the new chairman of the Joint Chiefs, assisted by his lovely wife, Carrie. Carrie, if you'll take the Bible. Tom, if you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Thomas H. Moore,
I, Thomas H. Moore,
having been appointed Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff by the President of the United States,
having been appointed Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff by the President of the United
do
States,
solemnly swear
that
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, both foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, both foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully perform the duties of this office.
perform the duties of this office,
So help me God.
so help me God. Thank you.
Tom, I think we'd like to hear your first declaration as Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Mr. Secretary and distinguished guests, first it goes without saying that I am deeply grateful and highly honored by the confidence manifested in me by you, the President of the United States, and the Congress, with few exceptions. Certainly, I've had the opportunity to attend many ceremonies here in this office, and I think the fact that you choose to handle them this way, and the fact that Barbara is always present, adds something very personal to a ceremony such as this. Now, about a year ago, I also had the honor of being sworn in by you for my second tour as Chief of Naval Operations. I said at that time that things were bad and that things were going to get worse. And unfortunately, this prediction has come to pass. I think that the scope of the money and the men and the material which are contained in the Department of Defense and which must be planned for and managed and operated by the Department of Defense is such that even if we had all of the columnists and all of the Congress and indeed every man, woman, and child in the United States lining the streets as you come to work and as you go home, cheering you along the way, it would be a very difficult job indeed. But without full support, it becomes a very difficult one, particularly in the environment in which we live today. So I would say that we must do the difficult quickly, and perhaps the impossible will take a little longer. Certainly it will take the very best efforts of the wonderful civilian military team that you have assembled in your department. I think that it's fair to say that we do have a very fine team that works very closely together. Certainly, speaking for the military side of the House, I want to pledge my very best support and my dedicated and determined effort to solve these many problems that we have, because all of us are working towards a common goal, and that is the security of these United States of America. I know particularly that the Joint Chiefs of Staff who are present here this evening, Mr. Secretary, will give you their fullest support. And in this connection, I would like to also point out that I recognize that I am filling some very big shoes indeed, because there are few men in this world that have the broad understanding and the professionalism as well as the leadership that has been demonstrated by General Bus Wheeler for a long time in this building. Already, very many things have been said about Wheeler. Many wonderful and true things were said by the Secretary this morning. But I want to take this opportunity, Bus, to again, once more, express to you my personal appreciation just for the opportunity of working with you over the years. It's been one of the most rewarding and, I must say, instructive parts of my career. So, Mr. Secretary, I've been talking now for about 2 days. I think I've talked enough. It's time to get to work. But again, sir, I simply want to assure you that I'm very proud to be present with this process that you call participative management, and I am very proud to be a part of the Laird Packard team, and you can count on me. I won't fail you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to have you join us for a cup of coffee in the next room. As soon as our friends leave us, we'll proceed to the next room, and we're looking forward to for all of you to join us for a few minutes. Thank you. Let's Barbara.